Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi basnyam bat penjaslian. Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
Noilam kaliang persyahi dorba thawang ke Jylla Dr. Mukul sangma haka arpui trik luber aja pendriu Leit bini kendo eulat ke Jylla CH Vijaya Shankar ban Pynsngew lor ki Jingiakynad ki belajar Shen West Garo Hills District hadin ba kalami kajing persya nakipat Rilum Garo ya ki weipat ki jat pendriu ki bomday ki riudom bani shimenta haka election jongka Garo Hills Autonomous District Council haka Jingiakynad bagi laptai kubor hadin ke Jingiakynad ya ulat ke Jylla Dr. Mukul sangma ulayathu bola IT ru ikator khas haulat ke Jylla ba unsim kia kumukli jong ke Jylla ban pentikna ya ka syong suk syong sang bat ban kentu ke sarkar bahkan khot ikran ya barok ki kunhun syakami Jingiakynad kanang ban yada ya ka jing em joki bri ba lui bat ban penyo ru ya ka jing bishar ka bahok bat ka bakhoi.
Very good afternoon. I had the privilege and honor to have an audience with the Honorable Governor today. And I have sought an audience, as you are all aware about the prevailing situation in the western part of the state, across all the districts of Garo Hills. And all the developments that have unfolded post your declaration of election on the run-up for election to the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council. And the overall prevailing situation. Now, I have also shared with all of you that as the situation unfolded, which led to uncontrolled violence and various other challenges vis-a-vis the law and order situation in the districts of Garo Hills, I have spoken to the Honorable Chief Minister a number of times and engaged in discussion as to how we must all put our heads together to see that the collective effort is seen for restoration of normalcy and harmony, peace and harmony, and also to put our heads together to resolve the core issue. The core issue which has ultimately culminated into that kind of situation, a charged environment, and then eventual scenario that we have all witnessed as a fallout of whatever happened. Now, having engaged on number of occasions, now there are two things that is before us. One was, of course, the issue of the term of the district council. Obviously, the term of the district council, as elected as per the mandate of the constitution, Read 62 of the Constitution of India, is for 5 years, and the term of the then district council house ended by 18th of March. Today we are on 21st. Therefore, there was a situation where there was a need to take a decision. The decision is to also proceed ahead with the election. Elections were postponed, but naturally elections will have to be held. Now, under what type of conditions the elections will be held was the issue to discuss. And another part is now that the election cannot be held within that duration of the validity of the house of the district council, read Garo Hills Autonomous District Council. Therefore, to invoke the provision of the 6th Rule of the Constitution of India to extend the term, which is provided as per the provision of the 6th Rule of the Constitution for extension for a period of 6 months at a point of time. This was done by the government because it was needed. But at the same time, the most important core issue was, before we proceed ahead with the election, the issue which was to be resolved must be discussed upon, and a clear stand and the action thereof must be demonstrated, because we must not shy away from the fact and the ground reality that we cannot hold the election until and unless the particular issue which was required to be resolved is resolved. In other words, the demand of the uh, people of Garoids, our Garo community, has been very loud and clear and very assertive that other than the tribals, no non-tribal should be eligible to contest in the district council election, in the Garoids Autonomous District Council. In other words, to bar anybody other than the scheduled tribe from contesting in election for GHTC. And this issue has been discussed, and it is only necessary for everybody to come together. Everybody to come together. And in the process, I have also suggested to the Honorable Chief Minister that all concerned, engage in discussion with all the stakeholders, and particularly call all the elected members of the Garo's Autonomous District Council. Discuss with them, take everybody on board, and see that this particular issue, which needs to be resolved, is completed. I am made to understand because I've been in engagement. I've been trying to follow up the developments, and we have reasons to believe. Then, keeping in mind the adequate protection that is available under the relevant paras of the section of the Constitution of India, this can be done. And therefore, this is one part which we have agreed to give fruition to as per the demand of our people. And the whole responsibility now will be automatically vested on the members of the district council who should take a call through a process of legislation in the house. Now, process of legislation can be to give effect to the kind of provision in the rule through a resolution, and that is to be seen as the house decide uh, on their collective wisdom. I will not indicate anything which can be considered as premature because we cannot take house for granted. Any proceeding of the house will be determined after the proceeding is over, and therefore we only hope that everybody will come together. I am also making appeal to all the MLAs of MDCs of Garo's Autonomous District Council to see that the political differences do not come in as a hurdle, as an obstacle, while this crucial issue is going to be resolved. It must be seen as a collective resolve, and it must be also demonstrated by them as a decision which is unanimous, keeping in mind the larger good of the people and the state as a whole. Now, while this uh, expectation of resolving this issue is uh, from the positive perspective, I see um, a possibility to give effect to this demand of the people. But at the same time, there is also concern about uh, the overall handling of the situation, particularly in respect to the authorities engaging in going after the leaders who have been perceived to have been, as per the available, whatever inputs are available with the legal authority, enforcement authorities. There's a perception. There's a perception which is circulated. Or, in other words, I would say that the overall circulation of narratives which is creating a general perception that law enforcement authorities are carrying out arrests in random and indiscriminate manner without proper verification of facts or involvement. Such perceived actions can lead to miscarriage of justice, could aggravate also the situation or otherwise the public unrest, and risk of implicating innocent persons while the real culprits may remain unidentified. It is very important that arrests met merely to demonstrate action or to diffuse immediate pressure may result in deterioration of the law and order situation, and rather than restoring the trust and confidence. Every action of the authorities must be seen as being done on good faith, with uh, no bias, but in a transparent manner, in the with the sole intent of ensuring administration of justice in the right earnest, without any favor or ill will. Therefore, I will be taking up this issue with the Chief Minister again. We, I personally feel, after having consulted with my other colleagues, that it is necessary to have an independent inquiry by invoking the provision of the law under the Commission of Enquiry Act 1952. Let there be a Commission of Enquiry, which will go into the details about the genesis, etc., and uh, which can be uh, seen as a sincere effort of the government without any uh, bias, or in other words, to also see that, because how the overall unrest and violence unfolded, it is very important for proper investigation to collect the kind of inputs which is consistent with the actual incidents at the ground zero, and therefore leaving no room for any uh, negative narrative which can generate different perception, to create that kind of overall perception that the authorities are taking advantage of the situation to settle some personal scores, or etc. There can be all kinds of narrative which can be circulated, and this is something which is actually happening. So the government must take cognizance of these things, and therefore, uh, I personally feel that we should discuss this approach, and we have also seen from the past experiences that any such inquiry under the mandate of the relevant law does give us space to instill trust and confidence amongst people. Then it will be seen as something which is being done with the honest intention to really look at the causes and the measures required as per the law, to take cognizance of any lapses or omission or commission from all sides, including from the sides of the authorities. It cannot be one-sided. Therefore, I have submitted a memorandum to Honorable Governor today, the copy of which I will be sharing with you, and that itself will be self-explanatory. One thing is that I have also looked at his press briefing, um, irrespective of other contents. But I will only say that I think, with respectfully, I will say that he also has not done his homework well, because if you go through by his statements, it seems to be more reactionary than actual sincere attempt to address the concern and issues. And in fact, I have made it abundantly clear here that it cannot be ruled out whether there was plot and conspiracy hatched by vested interests or any other forces, external forces, inimical to the national interests. Therefore, this whole, the result from the side of the government to go for a exhaustive inquiry can be possible with what we are suggesting. There are many ways of unearthing the truth and finding the truth, and that will definitely, as I have said, ultimately prevent from any scope or chances from perversion of justice. The pros and cons, because what I'm trying to say to everybody is that today I'm not trying to point finger at anybody at this juncture, because there are two important things. One is to restore normalcy, instill confidence and trust, and this can happen when the issue, which is very highly sensitive in nature, is addressed and resolved. once for all. Okay. After that, this proposal that I am proposing will provide us all clarity in a transparent manner as to where was the lapses, where were the commission and omission, where were the plots or conspiracy, if any, coming from, or whether there has been any attempt to, further add fuel on fire. All kinds of things can come. So our resolve today is to see that normalcy as being restored. I would like to gratefully, sincerely thank all our senior citizens and leaders of different faiths, particularly the church leaders, who have uh, put all their efforts together collectively to reach out to all agitating minds and uh, contribute to the extent possible for restoration of normalcy and the needed peace and harmony. And we must all contribute to this. That's why once again I am again appealing to all the elected MDCs of Garuls. We have now 28. Unfortunately, we have lost one of our MDCs who represented Samanda, but we have 20. All the 28 MDCs must, in unison, take a collective resolve and decision to see that a demand which is need to be fulfilled must be given fruition. As I have said, I have spoken to all the MDCs. I'm speaking to my MDCs. I have spoken to my MDCs. Extraordinary situation requires extraordinary decision. This is needed at this juncture because if you may ask now, why during your time this effort to amend these rules were not put? You are not asking, so I will not reply. But today, what I'm saying is that can the election to Garo's Autonomous District Council be held without amending this existing rule, without complying to the demand of the people? No. So therefore, we would like to see that, okay, there is a conducive environment created for a mutual coexistence of our people across communities, that our people in future can live in harmony, progress and prosper in harmony. We share the same desire of ensuring that our state progress and prosper in a manner that we all desire, so that we leave behind a prosperous, progressive, and peaceful state for our generation next. That the same uh, Constitution of District Councils rules, 1951, adopted at the time of undivided Assam, is still in operation. Now, for whatever reasons, this has not been amended. Therefore, now, as I'm saying, that I don't want to go to Genesis, nor try to engage in somehow passing on the buck to others, because we have been in the helm of affairs of governance for a very long, long time. We know how things have unfolded over the decades and how the situation is. That's why I'm saying that today it has become necessary to take a collective resolve to decide on this and once for all. And there is enough protection under the provision of the 6th Schedule of the Constitution of India to do so. And my team, my colleagues, and my political party, that we engage with our MDCs and give them the honors of responsibility to put their hands together in adopting whatever resolutions are required, whatever procedures are required to be taken collectively as the elected MDCs of the current House of the Girls of Constitution. So it is an extraordinary situation which is considered as needed by us, and without that, we would be seen as somebody who would be acting as a stumbling block. So no one, not even a single MDC elected by the people, must be seen as a stumbling block. I would like to appeal to all the MDCs once again, therefore, to come together and see that they unanimously take a decision in the House, in the District Council, so that it will be on record.
Oh, for once I'm ready before her. Chale!
Gorgeous.
Let's go!
Coming. How much you honk, yeah?
Come on, we should leave.
Chill. It's just family.
Exactly. और घर वाले ही late.
By the way, how am I looking?
Very late.
Streamers, caps, candles, a cake, definitely balloons. सब आ गया. Wait a minute. Where is everyone? Show off.
Hey bro, how's it going?
एक बात बता, सबसे फास्ट होकर भी हमेशा लेट कैसे?
Style bro, style.
Hello guys, where's the birthday boy?
यहीं कहीं होगा, अपने फीचर्स को रील्स पे शो ऑफ करता हुआ.
इतना बिगाड़ा जो है.
Automatic gearbox, ventilated seats, sunroof.
क्यों ना हो? फैमिली का सबसे यंगेस्ट भी तो है. Let's go guys, party time.